up? It is your girl AFROISMASSIVE, and today I'm coming at you guys with a whole new body of content, a brand new series for you guys. This has been a brainchild of mine for a really long time now, for a few years, and I'm really excited about it. It's called Dear Hair Stylists, and this series that I'm creating is to kind of spread some knowledge, share some insight regarding Afro hair for those of you who are hairstylists, who are already working in the industry or who are training and want to get a bit more information regarding Afro hair. So for those of you who don't know me at all and you don't follow me on any socials, my name is Jessica. I'm a dancer, choreographer. I've been working in the film and TV industry now for around 3 years, mostly doing background extra work, but I also dabble in stunt performance as well, you know, as well as doing like dance jobs here and there and things like that. And having Afro hair really does come with its challenges within our industry, especially when you're going into hair and makeup every single day, and you're thrown into very interesting dilemmas when you have hairstylists who aren't trained on Afro hair. And, you know, I really would like to bring the Black experience within our industry, you know, into the forefront so we can talk about it and open a dialogue where we can have conversation about the Black experience within the kind of hair and makeup process, so that we can, you know, create a safer space for everyone going forward in the future. Just had to adjust my lighting settings. I think it was just a little bit intense. But yeah, there have been so many situations that not only I've experienced, but talking to other girls with Afro hair on set, we all seem to be having this shared experience, but nobody's really talking about it. So I thought, okay, something needs to change here. So this is why I thought about starting this program, and now is a better time than ever. We've had the BLM movement this year, and we've also just come out of Black History Month as well, and we want to continue on these conversations throughout the year and into forever as we start to, you know, have a bit more equality in all spaces, in all industries across the world. My common experience whenever I go onto a film set, if I'm working on a job, whenever I go into hair and makeup, I always see, you know, the stylists talking to each other. I see shaking of heads. You know the conversations. We see it all the time where stylists, you know, there's the look of fear in their eyes where they see this big amount of hair coming in and they say, I don't want to style that, or they say, I'm not styling that. And, you know, it's really clear to see, and it hurts so bad. It hurts so bad. And, you know, deep down inside each and every one of us is a child who's crying inside, because it just brings up those feelings and years of micro and macro aggressions that, you know, we've been experiencing our entire lives. So I think, you know, there's definitely like a protocol, like a procedure that could be in place to support everybody, you know, when going into hair and makeup. And even then, on every single job that I do, I always bring, you know, like a little pouch, a little bag of my products, because, you know, 9 times out of 10, I'm told that, you know, my hair looks fine, we don't need to touch it. Or people say, you know, you can style your own hair. Or, you know, a stylist will style my hair, but they won't have the conditioners, the brushes, the combs, the products, anything, the tools necessary to actually style Afro hair. Which is a real shame, especially when they know, especially when the stylists and the teams, they all know that you've got Black girls coming onto set. I find it incredible when we're living in a day and age where we are seeing a lot more inclusivity on screen, in theatres, and that's not being reflected within the kind of teams that are creating the work, creating the show or the film. Do you see what I mean here? So for this first episode of this series, which is kind of like a welcome episode, to be like, hey, this is me, this is what we're going to talk about, have your pens and papers ready, and kind of going into maybe talking about etiquette. I don't know if etiquette is the right word, maybe like introductions or procedure, I don't know. I just want to put a few disclaimers out there. You know, I am by no means a trained hairstylist, but I am aware that the vast majority of hairstylists don't have experience caring or styling for Afro hair, and I'm a person who has lived with, styled and cared for the hair type, the hair texture in conversation. I also by no means want to come across as condescending whatsoever. This series is purely for the means of conversation and opening up a safe space for a dialogue, and you know, giving you guys an opportunity to hear out and listen to the experiences of Black people and people with Afro hair within the industry, to ensure that, you know, we're creating a path that's better for everyone, not just us as the models, the actors, the dancers, but also creating, you know, better, what's the word, like a better work ethos within the department of hair and makeup. I'm just going to be super open here with zero judgment. If you find that you struggle with your own feelings of white fragility, then don't be inclined to turn this off. okay? I implore you to stick with these videos. This may be the challenge that you need right now. And if you're not sure that if you are complicit with your own white fragility and you're not really sure where you are with that, then I'll just put it this way. If any of these messages like burn, or maybe you feel like personally attacked, then maybe that is that coming into play, you know, and in which case this message most definitely is for you, and this is an amazing opportunity for you to learn, and we can all go through this process together. And if you know in your heart of hearts that you are absolutely unequivocally an ally, then you won't feel the burn, and that's that. So let's think of it as no more yeah buts, and think more yeah and think about how we can work on this together. So on top of that, what I will say is help a stylist friend out, share these videos, let your stylist friends know that we're having these conversations over here on YouTube. You guys might find it really cool, really helpful to kind of go through these videos together, open up a conversation, talk about things with each other, ask each other questions. It's a really great opportunity to actually engage more of your community in these conversations, so that you're kind of going through this process together, rather than just being one person on the team who has more of an understanding about Afro hair care, and then all the black girls get sent over to that one person because that's the person who's dealing with it. Do you see what I mean? Because we have to remember we're at a time now where it's kind of no longer good enough to be, you know, asking the black model or actress in the chair in front of you to be educating you around kind of the nuances around the black experience at 5 AM in the morning when you're doing your job, doing their hair. So it's about how can stylists come together as allies for the community and to create a safer environment for everyone going forward within this industry. I mean, with conversations like this, which are very, very race heavy, you know, we can't have conversation like this without talking about, you know, subconscious bias and discrimination and things like that. And we don't always get it right. There may be people out here who will watch this video and be like, who is this chick? I disagree, and that's cool. But at least I feel like I'm doing my bit to open up a space for conversation. But as allies, you should be happy to at least try, give it a go, and don't do it for the recognition from others, but do it for yourself, knowing that you are doing your part to kind of stop this perpetuation of this problem and to really help make a change. And even if you know, make one person, one black girl feel safe and comfortable, then that honestly means the world. So the thing that I wanted to focus on in this introductory episode was actually talking about introductions itself. I think there should definitely be like a procedure or a protocol to talk through the hair before the stylist starts to work on it. You know, in the same way that a makeup artist will say, okay, are there any products that your skin doesn't like? Are you allergic to anything? You know, are you vegan? The same kind of conversations I think should definitely be happening for hair, and not just on Afro hair types, but on all hair in general. We see that in a lot of Caucasian hair products, there are a lot of parabens and sulfates and things like that, a lot of nasties. And it's quite a common thing that within the Afro hair community that we use products that are kind of sulfate free, paraben free, silicone free. I'll go into all of these in detail in a separate video, but in the same way that we wouldn't use like carcinogenics on our face, we should just in general aim not to use these things on our hair, because they incur long-term damage on the hair over time, and also these terrible chemicals like seep into our scalp and stuff, and it's just really not great. So secondary to that part of the introduction, I would always recommend, you know, just getting to know the hair that you're going to be working with for that period of time, whether it's for the day, for the week, or for the month. I was just finished a job that I've been on for like 2 months, and the girls there got to know my hair very, very well. Usually it's just so many times where I've sat down in the stylist chair and there's zero introduction. They just take a brush and just start trying to brush it dry, and it's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. It does feel like you've just almost been like attacked. And also that lets you know right away that the person knows probably zero about Afro hair, probably haven't even gone onto YouTube to watch a video for free to understand about detangling. So it really does let you know actually that you're not safe in this person's hands, which is at which point you know, the model, the actress, whoever will safeguard themselves and say, okay, don't worry, I'm gonna do this myself. Because at the end of the day, if somebody's feeling vulnerable, they are going to, you know, put themselves into a better situation and offer to do the hair themselves. Although that has been kind of normalized within our industry, that shouldn't be the case, because, you know, Afro hair should be treated in the exact same Afro should be treated with the exact same respect as Caucasian or Asian hair types. So definitely in the beginning, when you're doing the niceties, the intros, the heys, how are yous, definitely practice patience and go through the process of talking to the person and getting to know their hair. Talk through what their hair does like and doesn't like, discuss their texture, what is the porosity, what is your moisturizing routine. That'll give you a really good idea as to what the hair is used to, what it likes and what it responds best to, so you can have the best experience styling it. You know, in the same way that there's a complete spectrum for Caucasian hair, and you wouldn't do one thing on one hair and exactly the same thing in another hair. It's not like one size fits all. It's exactly the same for Afro hair. There is a spectrum. So with this in mind, I would really recommend staying away from saying, you know, oh, this girl did this, and with this hair, it liked this, you know, because, you know, all Afro hair is not the same, okay? And so just know that all hair is different. So you're better off asking the model for the information regarding their hair, the relative information, just to also avoid the traps of falling into this kind of, into assumption, basically. With this in mind, this is exactly the same. I am, you know, one person. I don't speak for all black people either. This is just one girl's experience, one girl's understanding of Afro hair, which you might find helpful. So that if one day, you know, you have a beautiful cloud of curls that graces your chair, you're going to feel comfortable and confident to know that you're asking the right questions and not making that person feel vulnerable. And this may, and for some of you, this may all feel like new information. You might be thinking, why do I have to do this? Why do I have to give so much special attention to these people? And why do they deserve this extra treatment? And, you know, why do I have to be mindful of the things that I say? But we are people at the end of the day, and you know, we're also vulnerable people who are subject to aggressions on a micro and macro level, have done for our entire lives and still do every single day. So it's really, really important that you're just mindful of that. And I'm sure that you don't want to be you know, a complicit perpetuator in that cycle as well. So, you know, it's really important that we have this mindset going forward, especially when we go into kind of talking about styles and things when we're going through this series. So it's good that we start with the right mindset now so we can carry this on going forward with all of this stuff in mind. You know, so many times you know, so many times as, you know, models, actors, dancers, the person in the chair, we make ourselves silent. We stay silent just for the sake of coming across well. You know, we're not speaking up because we're too scared to. And a lot of the times inside, when you're having somebody become aggressive, very aggressive with your hair as well, because they're becoming frustrated because it doesn't detangle, because you're forcing the curls out and not kind of caressing the hair. You know, our hair is very fragile, and we spend a lot of time and a lot of care making sure that it's in the best condition for you guys when you style it. So you know, this is why I'm creating this safe thinking space and conversation space for all of us to come together, because we love this industry. We love the film, TV and performance industry in general, and we want it to be safe for everyone in all departments going forward in the future, so we can have the best time and make the best films. And it makes such a difference, because I've just finished this massive filming job, and there were some incredible hairstylists on there who had completed an Afro hair course, and it was the first time where I didn't have to use my own hair care products on set. It was the first time when people were actually excited to do my hair. It was the first time where I had 8 different hairstyles on my hair. So this has just completely changed my perspective within the industry, which is why I am calling out for more hairstylists to take control of their skill, and to just, I don't know, there's so much information on YouTube that's free. So you can see how many different people are styling their hair and caring for our hair texture all over the world for free. So you don't have to do a hair course, but there are so many brilliant hair courses all over the world that are, you know, teaching Afro hair care in a really kind of like unified and high quality way, you know, like a university course, for example. So I'll probably do another video on the courses around the world, because I've got a few in mind, but I'm sure there are more as well. So if you guys know of any courses, let me know. Slide into my DMs on Instagram. I can collate all of those, maybe get some reviews from people as well who've attended those courses, and then create a whole separate video on that, so then you can know where to find them on the internet. So I hope you guys enjoyed this introductory video onto the Dear Hair Stylists series. I'm really, really excited to be going through all of this with you guys. Disclaimers all out the way, let's have fun, and I will see you guys in the next video.